Some men would say that I want to know if she's fertile, so I need to test the waters.
Test with waters, as in Brass River or swimming pool. You want to test.
Hello, everyone, lovers of VIP. Welcome to another incisive episode of Leicester Scriptures VIP. I am Vice Liz Imabong Patient. As you all know, Leicester Scriptures with VIP is a podcast where we have honest scripture based conversations about faith and real life circumstances. So do not go anywhere if this resonates with you. On today's episode of Leicester Scriptures with VIP, in the season of love, we have a beautiful guest with us on set, Miss Unah Adaobi. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Patience.
She's already glowing.
First of all, it's so funny because we had a conversation before we started about my name, but not to worry. My name is Unah Adaobi, and I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, we are excited to have you as well. In the season of love, we'll be exploring a beautiful topic: love, lust, and lies. And our anchor scripture is taken from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, from verse 4 to 9. Stay tuned with us. Miss Una, what would you say is love, is the meaning of love, lust, and lies? Like, just say it the way you feel.
Okay, if somebody asks me what love means, I'll tell the person that love is an unconditional feeling you have towards somebody where you want to sacrifice for the person, you want to be selfless towards this person without expecting anything in return. It's not the whole emotions, it's not the whole butterflies in the belly.
Wow. So when it comes to couples, it has to be unconditional, right?
Sure, definitely.
So
Because
at
for
the
you to get
point,
to a point where you are being a couple with somebody, you've seen that you can do a lot of things unconditionally for this person. That's why you agree to be a
but
couple.
would you agree with me that there are couples that are married today and we won't say it's actually love?
Yes, I mean, presently, with the way we see things in our generation right now, people are moved more with lust because that was part of the questions you asked me before. People are talking about what this person looks like physically or intellectually. They're not talking about how they see this person beyond what the person looks like. So people are going after looks, your physique, and all of that, your money, and because that's also part of lust. So a lot of people end up marrying somebody that they do not love, but someone that they were lusting after.
Wow, beautiful. So at what point does it graduate from love to lust?
I don't think it ever, okay, should I say it doesn't graduate from love to lust? I don't know how it can ever get from you loving somebody to you lusting
You
after
can be
somebody.
practical.
So I think it's a maybe you never liked that person, you never loved the person. Maybe it was the whole butterflies in your belly or the definition of what people call love. That oh, I feel something towards you. Whenever I see you, my whole body is just all over the place. That's not love. That's what people have, and then it graduates to lust. You've seen somebody and like, oh, this person is the best person for me. You're just attracted, and you call that love. Eventually you realize that it's just because of what this person looks like or what the person was offering. So it doesn't ever get from real love to lust. It goes from feelings to lust.
Hmm. Wow. So I would want to ask a guy who sees a lady and he lost after the lady, he's lusting actually after the lady. And
Okay.
eventually he just feels like after some days, couple of days, weeks, he now feels like he wants to settle down with this lady. Can does it correlate? Is there a correlation?
I don't know for other people. Let me use myself as a practical
Yeah.
example. It would never relate with me like rightly that I know that this person was lusting after me and all of a sudden you want to settle down from how to where. So it's obvious that it's just my body that you're coming after, or maybe you have an ulterior motive towards me. That's why you want to settle. But I understand that somebody can maybe the thing that attracted you to the person was what the person looked like physically. Let's call that lust. Eventually you love the person and see that okay, this is somebody I can settle down with. But I don't think it can get to a point where you were lusting after me just in few days, few weeks, you now want to settle. No, it won't work that way.
So where does admiration come in?
So if we're putting this in line of relationship, admiration is like, I feel this is something you've been noticing about this person. I admire the way this person talks, the way they carry themselves, the way they look, the way they dress. So you admire these things about this person. So for me, it's before getting to know somebody, you admire from afar.
Should physics be a reason why a man should get married to a body build?
It shouldn't be why. It should not be
But I
why. It
see
can never
men
ever be
say
why.
these things.
It's see, I feel because me, I'm a firm believer of physical attraction. I cannot be with somebody I'm not physically attracted to, and I do not advise people because at the end of the day, no matter how much you like somebody or love somebody, if you're going to marry this person, you have to be physically attracted to this person.
Wow, yeah.
But that should not be the entirety of why you want to be with somebody. It will never work. It will never ever work because at the end of the day, I mean, let's put it in friendship. At some point, I've forgotten what you look like. What you look like doesn't come to my head anymore. It's what you're offering me, what we have in that relationship or friendship. That's what is keeping us going. So if the entirety or reason why a man wants to be with a woman is because of the physical attraction, then there's going to be a big problem, not even in the long run, in the very short run.
Beautiful. A scripture is coming to mind, the story about Ammon and Tamar in the Bible, where, you know, the story, right? Where Ammon loved this. He said it was love, you know, initially. And then he requested that his sister comes to take care of him because he
Yeah.
was sick. And at the point where she got there, he forcefully raped her, you
Okay.
know. And the moment he was done with the act, he sent her away. Like, how?
That's obviously not love. Because if you love somebody, you're going to think of the person first. The entire thing of the whole situation that happened between Tama and Amon was lost. Because if you love your sister, even if, let's put it, it's not your sister, if you love
Yeah,
this person, you would know that forcefully having your way with her is already going against her. So somebody you love, you won't want to put the person in a situation where at the end of everything they are sad or they're unhappy. It's a traumatic memory for them, and also there was nothing about love there. He shouldn't say he loved her. Maybe all the while he was lusting after her and
true.
being unnecessarily protective of her, but he thought it was love. But that was lost.
Wow.
Mm.
It was actually lost. Because I am also in support of the fact that it was lost. Because
Yeah,
I don't see why you should sleep with her or indulge in the act. And the moment you're done with that, you just send her away.
yeah,
That's really,
that's real
what do you
lost.
have to say to men who have wrong counsel, seek wrong counsel from friends? How should men differentiate? Now it's vice versa for both men and for women. How, at what point should they be able to differentiate when they are getting a wrong counsel? Because this is what metamorphose to things like this we're talking about.
Okay, so for you to get to a point where you're talking about marriage or relationship, serious relationship, you're an adult. So as an adult, you should be responsible for your life. Know the kind of life that you want to have. What kind of ideas have you built for yourself? What's the kind of vision you've seen for your life and all? That should tell you the kind of friends that you should keep and the kind of counsel that you should take from people. If you know that, okay, this is a path I want to go, let's say you want to go through Swale, somebody is not telling you, no, come, let's go through Agudama. They're taking you in the wrong path already. So as an adult, be responsible for your life, know where you're headed, and know the kind of people you're taking along that journey. This would help sieve the kind of counsels that you're getting from people.
Oh, beautiful. I would love you to differentiate between love, lust, and infatuation. Is there a difference?
There's obviously
Good.
difference. Love and loss can never be in the same
Thank you.
sentence. Like we said earlier, love is an unconditional feeling you have towards somebody where you're not considering what this person is doing for you in return. You don't care for what this person looks like. Whatever goodness you're doing to this person, it's not because of what they have to offer. It's just because of who they are. Let me put it in, like, taking from the scripture, Jesus Christ coming to die for us. He didn't know that he didn't care whether we're going to follow him after he died for us. He didn't know, like, to think, okay, nearly I died for these people now, all of them will start following me by force. I mean, look at what's going on now, obviously. You won't believe that this man died for us. But he didn't care. He came regardless of what was going to happen later. So that's what love should be like. You're not doing it because you're expectant. You're not doing it because you know that this person will pay you back. You're doing it because you think you just want to do this thing for this person. Now, on the other hand, lust a is a sexual attraction. You're lusting after the person's body. Let's say this person has a very
You have it all figured out, pictured in
exactly,
your
you've
mind.
pictured everything. So what is drawing you towards this person is not what you have to offer, it's because of what they look like or what they have to offer you. So it could be money as well. You could be lusting after the person money, because sometimes we always say is lost and we're talking about the woman's body and all. It could be the money, it could be the woman's money, it could be the man's money, it could be the man's body as well. So you're just drawn towards what they have to offer you, not what you have to give to them. And infatuation is an obsession to me. Like, it's an obsession in a period, like what we call crush now.
Wow.
Like, I'm crushing on this person. Let's give it 1 week. You see something about that person that you were like, how did I ever crush on you? Like, how did I ever see you as attractive? Like, what did you even tell me, or what did you even do? So infatuation is just an obsession for a period of time. It will phase out.
I am keen about the issue of masturbation. So I would want to ask, can a person lust after his own self or her own self?
You know, is it to relate it to masturbation?
You can correlate.
Okay, so lusting after yourself, to say that's why you're masturbating, doesn't seem like a true
But is it
statement to me.
possible for someone to lust?
No,
Would you call it that?
no. I think you have seen things, you've either watched movies, or there's somebody in your mind, or there's maybe a video that you've come across, or a picture or something that would now enhance or like enforce the reason why you should masturbate. So it's not, you don't see what's that, are you not seeing yourself every day? So you will never be attracted to yourself or lost after yourself to the point where you start masturbating. It's because of something that you've seen or a picture in your mind. That's what would
Still
enforce
on
that.
this, still on this, I want you to expatiate on this. Now, a lady, we're told as ladies, you touch your boobs, feel it to check if they're lumps, you get to touch in, like, what I'm talking about. You touch there down below
Yeah,
to
yeah.
know if the smell is normal or it has gone beyond normal and there's an offensive smell. That's the way you can tell when there's a problem or there's an issue with your body. So how would you differentiate between this and masturbation? Because people touch themselves.
Yeah. Masturbation is majorly for pleasure.
Okay.
You're doing it because at the end of the day you'll be satisfied sexually.
Do they really get the satisfaction?
That's what it feels like. I've if I say that's what it feels like I've done it, and then I know, but that's the idea of what masturbation should be like. At the end of the day, they get satisfied or just have a feeling of sexual feeling and all. But when you're touching yourself to check health wise, you want to check what's going on. That's not what's on your mind. You're checking because I think you're even more engrossed in what's really going on in my body. So difference between masturbation and checking yourself is masturbation is for sexual pleasure, to satisfy yourself or not. But the other way around, you're just checking yourself. It doesn't come to mind.
Beautiful. I want you to advise ladies out there that carry out or take decisions, carry out actions because they want validation from men. What would be your advice to them?
If you're a lady and you have to ever do something because you need validation from men, so sorry, they will never get satisfied. Number one, you will keep doing it every time to just keep validating their feelings, not even yours. I came across a post some time ago where some lady said she didn't want to fix her nails yet till she's married. So whatever her husband says, she will now know if she should continue fixing her nails or not. But presently she likes it. She's
Yeah.
waiting for a man. What else do you think that man will come tomorrow and tell you to do or not to do? So if you're waiting for a man to come and validate your decisions, validate ideas you want to have and all, when do you stop? The man comes tomorrow and says, "Oh, I don't want you working anymore. Cut off your legs. Will you cut your legs off?" So I think everybody, you should have a vision, have a plan for your life so that you know this thing is what I want to do, not because of my husband or my boyfriend or a random man wants me to do that. So it's not about having issues with men, or I don't want to ever agree with what a man will say. No, it's about you standing as a person, having decisions, having ideas, just coming to say, okay, this is what I want and I'm going to do it.
And I believe when you take decisions for yourself,
Mm.
yeah, the right man would see you and acknowledge that these are the decisions you've taken.
Yeah,
So
sure.
whatever he's doing after that time should be based on the fact that he has seen this lady, this is what he
Mm.
likes about her, right?
Yeah.
Not waiting, like you rightly said. Beautiful. Wow. This conversation is getting beginning to get
Yeah.
deeper. All right, so this angle should tilt towards marriage. A woman, between a woman and a man,
Mm.
now I'm married, or let's just say a lady is married,
Okay.
who comes first, or what comes first between the woman, her husband, her job, career, children, anything else that gives her pleasure, that makes her happy, that she's passionate about? What comes first?
I'm not married, so any advice I'm giving right now is from what I think is right.
Yeah.
Before married people will come and say, hey, so you're not married, so you don't understand. But looking at it from my angle, I think marriage is a very strong institution. If you want to go into it, there are a lot of things that you need to consider. So before you get married, you should check the kind of family you want to have and the kind of job you're doing at the moment. If you want the kind of family where you're going to be present 247, you can't do that by being a career woman. If you want to be a career like somebody that is a go-getter back to back, then you just know that you have to have a conversation with the person you're going to get married to, that okay, I can't be available like this. You put discuss. And the person tells you, okay, we are going to work, we cannot work, everybody go their separate ways. Or simple and short is just to discuss with the person you're getting married to, so that you know the kind of family that you want to have. So you understand if I can work with this vision that this person has. Because where the problem comes is people don't discuss these things before getting married. You get married and all of a sudden you now want to be a career woman or be a stay-at-home mom. And it's a problem between the husband and the wife and causing chaos. And then people go about saying, oh, marriage is a scam, marriage is a this one, it affects women and all. But there's nothing like what comes first. Your family should come first in every situation. Once you are married, your family comes first before any other thing. So if you know that you want to be a career woman, discuss with the person you're going to get married to. If you are on this, if both of you are on the same page, then if you don't want to be a career woman, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, discuss with the person as well. However, or whatever conclusions you could come to, then you know if you're going to marry this person and have that kind of family or not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's this guy,
Okay.
he was in a relationship with a lady,
Mm.
planned, he had plans to actually get married to her. But eventually something good came up.
Okay.
She had to travel outside the states. The very day she got to the airport to board her flight,
Mm.
the man told her that he was calling off the relationship. So I would want to ask,
Okay.
what do you think? His actions, the decision he took, was it right?
That
Because he
was not
said, sorry to cut you short, he
okay.
said he doesn't like a distant relationship.
Quite alright. I love it for him and I love it for her. Two of them will be happy in their lives, because imagine he had to swallow his feelings or keep quiet and say, let's see how things goes. And at the end of the day, they are distant and they are always having issues and settling fights and all of that. It wouldn't make sense. It's heartbreaking, but it's better it's broken now that it's still a relationship, that when you get married, you not be looking back at things that would have sorted out. It's totally fine. What me I always stand on, that it's better that you have numerous broken relationships than a broken marriage. So if you're seeing that this kind of situation is not going to work, fine, just communicate to the person. I can't keep up with this. This is not what I can do. The lady moves on, you move on. But where there'll be a problem is where you now tell the lady, don't go. If you go, you're not putting everything under condition. There shouldn't be condition. It's just, I can't do it. Don't condition the lady or don't condition the guy to have to conform with what you want. No, you are not married and it wouldn't work. Even if you're married, I think conversations should be able to settle some things.
So there has to be an agreement between both
Yes,
parties.
agreement between both parties.
That's right. If you think differently, I would like you to drop your opinion in the comments. Still on matters of as regards love, lust, and lies.
Mm.
Can you kindly differentiate between dating and courtship?
Okay, dating and courtship, that's a very huge argument that's been going on for a very long time in the Christian world, that dating is for unbelievers and courting is for believers. But courting, like what I know from, I grew up in the church. So what we call courting is after the couple must have been introduced to the church and then they've met with marriage counseling, yes.
Yeah.
So that period of time that they have till they get married is what they call courtship. That's when they get to know each other. But dating as well is doing the same thing. It's a time where you get to know each other. But because of how polluted the should I call it the theory is now, or the name is now. So Christians almost do not want to identify with the word dating. But the same thing that courtship does is the exact same thing that dating does. You're dating this person to know if you, both of you are compatible to get married. Okay, thinking about it, you're dating somebody to know if you are compatible to get married before you get to a point where you've now taken the person to the church and then you start your courtship. But the church doesn't want to know anything about your dating. They don't want to know. So they just want to know, okay, it's cutting. But me, I think they all need to go hand in hand. You get to know this person if you're marriageable. That's that's dating period. You're getting to know each other. Then when you introduce yourself to your church, because I'm a Christian, when you introduce yourself to your church, you have a period of time before you get married. Then you can call that courtship.
So is there supposed to be a duration, or is there a duration for courting or courtship?
I think both dating and courtship should have duration. Because you cannot tell me you're getting to know somebody for 10 years. What are you people really knowing about each other that you've not known? But it depends. Some people became friends or they started dating when they were in secondary school, so we cannot say that has a time. But if we're looking at courtship in what happens in church, it sure do has duration. It definitely would have duration. It cannot be for 1 year. As soon as you've introduced this person to the church, it means you've seen this person as marriageable. I can be with this person. So there's, I think a lot of churches have time. Some church use 6 months, 3 months, 1 year or so. So it should definitely have courtship. Definitely would have duration.
Some men would say that I want to know if she's fertile, so I need to test the waters.
Test with waters, as in Brass River or swimming pool. You want to test. If you're looking for, how long do you keep testing? I let me just put it out there, ladies. If any man tells you that they want to test if you're fertile before they take the
Get
next
married,
step,
yeah.
tell the man to have a nice life. Everybody should go to their father's house and start afresh because that person is not good for you. So when you now test me, that do you know marriage is, if you put it in that way, it's like marriage is now um I need to see you worthy for me. It means the man wants you to feel worthy for him. Are you putting me in a place where they are testing me? It's like, am I a gadget? You want to test if it will work, then I'll take it home. Or there is warranty. Let's give it time. If I stay with this girl for 6 months and she doesn't have a child, it means she cannot work. You're not a gadget. You're not a technology or something. You're a human being. If somebody wants to be with you, they should be with you because they want to be with you. They like you. They've seen that life is good with you, not testing the waters. What if you people have whatever you have and you don't bear children? Unfortunately, you're not aware that the man is the one with the issue. Then you will now be moving on with trauma in your heart that, oh, my own has finished. I cannot have children. Whereas somebody tested you and is moving on with life like nothing has happened to them. So please don't allow anybody to use you like a gadget. You're not something they should test for warranty period. No. If it happens like that, everybody should go to their father's house.
Interesting. So why can't lust be a solid foundation for a long-term relationship?
Loss cannot be a solid foundation for a long-term relationship because, like I mentioned earlier, I used friendship for instance. A lot of times, I like to liken friendship to relationship at large because in the beginning you're with this person because I like the way the person laughs. I just like how cool they are. But at some point you don't even remember how they laugh anymore. It's not a significant thing for you. It's not interesting. Or oh, I like what her eyebrows looks like. That's why we became friends. People became friends with someone because, oh, her hair is long, I like her. But at some point, you don't even remember that this person's hair. You've seen it to a point where it doesn't matter anymore. So you are now there for the other values that this person can give, not superficial things. So lust cannot be a bedrock for any lasting relationship, because if you're running after the body, at some point you'll be exhausted. How long? You'll be tired. If you're running after the money, at some point you might be able to make your own money, and that is not even encouraging anymore. It's
Yeah.
not impressing you anymore. So loss can never ever be the bedrock of any, or be the long lasting thing that holds an extensive relationship. It doesn't work.
So, what would be your final take home to all our audience?
Okay, even whilst talking, I was even learning and advising myself as well. So we talked about love, we talked about lust, how to put yourself out there in marriage, what to take and what not to take. It's a lot. It was not just a narrow topic. So I would say, as a guy, as a girl, don't let anybody, the reason somebody wants to be with you should be because of what you look like. And I want to put this out there majorly to ladies, because we are the ones that has the higher, this happens to us
Yeah, like
more.
at the
Yeah,
receiving
we are the
end.
receiving end.
Yeah.
A lot of times you are a very packaged lady. Everywhere is given to the glory of God. And sometimes you just put your whole value on what you look like. At some point, people will be tired. You self, you'll be tired of what you look like. Or don't you even forget that you look all that at some point. So don't think that people should be with you because of what you look like. You are an amazing looking lady. You are a beautiful person. But take it out that that should be the major reason somebody wants to be with you. Have other things to offer. Have values to give. As a guy as well, don't think that your money is the reason a lady wants to be with you. You're not going to be the richest man. You will not be the poorest man. If you think you have money, she's going to meet somebody that has more money and they will leave you. So don't think that somebody wants to be with you because of what you have. Don't tie your values around things that can go away. Because if you're putting your values to what you look like physically, if you have an accident, what will happen? Or you lose your money, what will happen? So on that note, I would say, love and lust are totally different things. Nobody can say they are lusting after you and want something extensive. And you should be very wise and aware to be sure and to know when somebody is chasing after you because of physical things or things that can just fade away. So yeah.
Wow, interesting. This has really been a nice time with you.
Yeah.
Wrapping up this session, I would want to ask the last question.
Okay.
So, for a guy who was opportune to get a high-paying job,
Mm.
like all everything is rosy. I know everything can be rosy, but let me just use that term.
Mm.
And he decided to reject that opportunity and move to where his supposed lover resides.
Mm.
Is that stupidity? What would you say that is?
So there's a mantra I always put out there: until you're married to somebody, selflessness is not involved. The only time selflessness comes in is when you are married to somebody. You now start thinking of that person or stopping things in your life because of that person. But if I'm not married to you, no matter how long you are dating that person, don't, because of the girl or the guy, you now stop something good that wanted to come your way. Because why would you turn down a high paying job because you want to go and meet your lover in another state? Why?
Like,
If you go and meet this lover there, if you're not doing well, they now leave you, what will you say? Nobody wants to hear. So me, I always go with the mantra: selflessness happens only in marriage. Once you're not married to somebody, please
in
think of yourself
marriage, we
first.
still see the cases of divorce.
Exactly. So me, I'm saying for now,
Yeah.
if you're not married, don't even think of being like, oh, let me turn down a job or turn down a school opportunity that I got. Something very big like that.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense.
And that's vice versa, right?
Yes, vice versa to both guys and
Yeah.
girls as well.
Wow, interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you.
with this, we've come to the end of our podcast episode. Wow, it was really an interesting one. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for actually dissecting it with us. Till we see again.
Yeah,
Thank you
hopefully
so
we'll see
much. So, what do
again.
you have to say to our audience?
Thank you very much. It was really an honor being here. I feel so excited. Also
Yeah,
happy.
we're
I didn't
elated
know it
to
was going
have
to
you
be
too.
this exciting and all. Hopefully next time I'll be here again. Till I
Yeah.
see you again, I love you all.
Oh, she
Bye.
says she love you. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, all my audience, for tuning in to Let's Talk Scriptures with VIP. I believe you have been impacted scripturally and about life, real life situations, as we've just discussed. Please be reminded to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Leicester Scriptures with VIP, and also to my TikTok page, Leicester Scriptures with VIP, on IG also as Leicester Scriptures with VIP. Till we see you again in our next episode. Thank you. I love you. Bye.